Today we are going to study the next point of our first chapter, which is a underlying simple graph. A graph which is obtained from a graph G, obtained from a graph G by deleting all the loops and and parallel edges from a graph G from a graph G is called underlying simple graph. Suppose G be any graph which is either a multiple graph, pseudo graph, or simple graph. Then we have to remove all the loops and parallel edges from a graph G. Then the obtained graph is nothing but our underlying simple graph. For example, suppose that the graph G contains three loops and two parallel edges E1 and E2. Then we have to remove all the three loops and either one of the edge E1 or E2. If two edges are parallel, then we have to remove one edge from these two. Let us take one example. Edge E1, edge E2, edge E3, edge E4, E5, E6, E7, E8, E9, E10, and E11. This is the given graph G. Now we have to find out the underlying simple graph from this original graph G. By the definition of underlying simple graph, we have to remove all the loops and parallel edges from graph G. Then the obtained graph is nothing but our underlying simple graph. Here edge E6 is a loop, then we have to remove edge E6. Similarly, edges E2, E3, E4 are the three parallel edges. Then we have to remove two edges from these two. Then remove edge E2, E4, or E2, E3, or E3, E4. And here E7 and E8. Then we have to remove either E7 or E8. So the graph is nothing but here is vertex E1, E2, E3, E4, and vertex E5, and here is vertex. So this is graph G dash is nothing but our underlying simple graph which is obtained from graph G. Here we remove the loops and parallel edges from graph G. Then the obtained graph is a underlying simple graph. Now the next point is complement of a graph. Let G be a graph with vertex set V and edge set E. Then the complement of a graph G, then the complement of graph G is denoted by G bar or G dash, having or whose vertex set is same as a vertex set of V, vertex set of a graph G, and any two vertices from and any two vertices in G dash that is complement of G are adjacent if and only if they are not adjacent in graph G. Complement of a graph G is nothing but the complement of a graph G is denoted by G dash, and the vertex set of complement of a graph G same as a vertex set of a graph G, and any two vertices from a graph G dash are adjacent if and only if they are not adjacent in a graph G. Adjacent vertices is nothing but if there is an edge joining between the two vertices, then these two vertices are said to be adjacent vertices. So we have to adjacent the two vertices in G dash if and only if they are not adjacent in a graph G. This one is the graph G. Now we have to find out the complement of this graph G. So by the definition of complement of graph G, the vertex set of complement of a graph G same as a vertex set of a graph G. So these are the four vertices of. So here is W1, sorry W4. This is the W1. Now, in the definition, the two vertices in G dash are adjacent if and only if they are not adjacent in a graph G. Here, vertex W and W2 are adjacent, vertex W3 and W3 is also adjacent, but vertex W1 and W3 is not adjacent. Therefore, we have to take a line joining between these two vertices, which is nothing but now. The vertex W2 and W4 are again adjacent, but vertices W3 and W4 and W1 and W4 are not adjacent. Then we have to adjacent they in graph G dash. So this one is the graph G dash, which is an complement of a graph G. Now the next example is This one is the graph G. In graph G, each vertex is adjacent with the another vertex since it is a complete graph. So the complement of this graph G is nothing but this one. Since vertex x1 is adjacent with remaining two vertices, similarly x2 and x3 are adjacent with remaining two vertices. So complement of graph G dash contains only the vertices. There is no edge in complement of a graph G. X1, x2 and x3. Such type of graph is called as a null graph, empty graph or trivial graph. The next example is so this one is the graph G with 6 vertices. Now in complement of a graph G, we have to adjoin all those vertices which are not adjacent in this graph G. Here vertex V1 is adjacent with V2, V3 and V5. So dash vertex V1 is adjacent with V3 and V5. Now we have to adjoin this vertex V1 by an edge with vertices V2, V6 and V4. Vertex V2 is adjacent with vertex V6 and V4. Now we have to adjoin vertex V2 to V1, V3 and V5. V1, V3 and V5. Similarly, vertex V6 is adjacent with V1, V5 and V3. V1, V5 and V3. Similarly, we have V1. So this one is the graph G dash. Now, the next point is induced subgraphs. Induced subgraphs. If G be a, if U be a non-empty subset of a non-empty subset of a vertex set of a graph G, vertex set V of a graph G, then the subgraph G over U is a graph used by vertex set U, induced by U. The subgraph G over U is a graph induced by U is graph with vertex set U and edge set consisting of all those edges all those edges from a graph G, from a graph G having ends are in vertex set U. Here, U being any non-empty subset of a vertex set of a graph G, then the subgraph G over U, that is, which is a graph induced from a vertex set U, is a graph with vertex set U, and edge set of this graph consists of all those edges from a graph G having end vertices are in a vertex set U. For example, let us see what about the edges. Similarly, if F is a non-empty subset of a edge set of a graph G, non-empty subset of a edge set E of a graph G, graph G, then the subgraph G over set edge set F is a graph induced by edge set F having vertex set contains all those vertices which are the ends of edges in F, and edge set of this induced subgraph is your F. So, if F is any non-empty subset of a edge set of a graph G, then the subgraph which is induced by a edge set F having vertex set contains all those vertices which are the ends of a edges in that edge set F, and edge set of that induced subgraph is a F itself. Now, take one example. Suppose this one is the graph G. This one is the graph G. Now we have to take one vertex set U, which is a subset of your original vertex set, and one subset F, which is a subset of a original edge set E of a graph G. Let us take U as U equal to vertices V2, V3 and V5. V2, V3, V5 and edge set here, which is subset of E, contains edges E1, E3, E5, E7 and E9. Or take vertex E11, sorry, edge E11. Now we have to find out the induced subgraphs from this graph G. Vertex set U contains V2, V3, V5. So by the definition of induced subgraph, we have to take these three vertices and all those edges having ends are V2, V3 and V5. So take three vertices. Here is vertex V2, V3 and V5. And all those edges which are incident on these vertices. This one will be E6, E5, E7 and E8. So this one is the induced subgraph induced by vertex say U. Now the next one is, here is edge set here which contains edges E1, E3, E5, E7, E9 and E11. Then by the definition of induced subgraph, we have to take all those vertices which are the ends of these edges. The end of edge E1 is V1 and V2, E3 is V1, V3, E5 is V2, V5, E7 is V3, V5, E9 is V3, V4 and E11 is V5, V6. So we have to take all these six vertices from a graph G. So we have to take this is E11, E9, H, E11. So this one is the induced subgraph which is induced by edge set F. Now the next point is union of two subgraphs. Let G1 and G2 be let G1 and G2 be two subgraphs of a graph G, subgraph of G. Then the union of two subgraphs G1 and G2 is a subgraph with vertices from either in G1 or G2 or both G1 and G2. And edge set consisting of and edge set contains edges in either G1 or G2 or both G1 and G2. Symbolically, the union of two subgraphs G1 and G2 is denoted by, symbolically, it can be written as the vertex set of G1 and G2 is nothing but vertex set of G1 union G2 is nothing but vertex set of G1 union vertex set of G2. This is by definition. The definition of union of two subgraphs is that the vertex set of two subgraphs G1 and G2 contains all the vertices from either in G1, G2 or both. From this, vertex set of G1 union G2 is nothing but the vertex set of G1 union vertex set of G2, which contains all the vertices from either in G1, G2 or from both. Similarly, the edge set of G1 union G2 is nothing but the edge set of G1 union edge set of G2. Now let us suppose that these are the two subgraphs G1 and G2. This one is the subgraph G1 and this one is the subgraph G2. Now we have to find out the subgraph G1 union G2. So G1 union G2 contains all the vertices which are either in G1, G2 or both, and similarly edge set contains all those edges which are either in G1, G2 or both. So here vertex V2, V3 and V5 are three vertices which are common in both the vertices, and so we take vertex V1, vertex V2, vertex V3, vertex V4, vertex V5 and vertex V6. Since union contains all the vertices which are either in one of the subgraph G1 or G2, and edge set consisting of all those edges which are either in G1, G2 or both. E3 is in G2, so we can take E3. E1 is in G2. E5 is in both the graph, subgraph G1 and G2. E7 is again in both the subgraphs. Here is E8. E9 is in G2. And E11 is again in G2. So this one is the subgraph G1 union G2, which contains the vertices from G1 and G2, and edge set contains all those edges which are either in G1 or G2. And we can take the also. So this one is the graph G1 union G2. Similarly, we can define the intersection of two subgraphs. Intersection of two subgraphs. Now, Let G1 and G2 be two subgraphs. Let G1 and G2 be two subgraphs of a graph G with at least one vertex in common. With at least one vertex common, then the intersection of then the intersection of these two subgraphs section of these two subgraphs G1 and G2 is defined by vertex set of G1 intersection vertex set of G1 intersection G2 will be equal to vertex set of G1 intersection vertex set of G2, and edge set of G1 intersection G2 is nothing but edge set of G1 intersection edge set of G2. Here the vertex set of G1 intersection G2 contains all those vertices which are in both the subgraph G1 and G2, and edge set contains all those edges which are in both the subgraph G1 and G2. For example, suppose this one is the graph G1 and this one is the graph G2, then the vertex set contains only those vertices which are common in both the subgraphs. Here vertex V2, V3 and V5 are the common vertices in these two subgraphs. Here is vertex V2, V3 and vertex V5, and similarly the edge set of G1 intersection G2 contains all those edges which are present in both the subgraphs G1 and G2. So vertex E5 is vertex edge E5 is in both the subgraphs. Similarly edge C1 is E7. So here is E7 and this one is the E5. So there is no edge other than E3 and E7 which is common in both the subgraphs. So this one is the subgraph G1 intersection G2. Now let us see why there is need to take at least one vertex is common in both the subgraph G1 and G2. What happens if there is no vertex is common between these two subgraphs? If there is no vertex common in between these two vertices, then vertex set of G1 intersection G2 is equal to vertex set of G1 intersection vertex set of G2, and there is no vertex is common between these two subgraphs, then vertex set of G1 intersection vertex set of G2 is phi, but which is undefined because there is no graph with no vertex. So this one is the contradiction to our definition of a graph. Since vertex set of a graph G is always non-empty, and this is the vertex set of G1 intersection G2 is phi, then it is empty. So it will be a contradiction to our original definition of a graph. Hence, there is at least one vertex is common between the subgraph G1 and G2.